Rock the Ripple. Rock the Ripple. The Rock the Ripple podcast with Narita McInnes.
Let's do this. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Rock the Ripple podcast. I'm your host, Narita McInnes. It is so awesome to be here with you as always. And today, before we dive into everything, I just wanted to make a very special announcement. And that is that the frequency shift app that I have been working on is now live. That's right. You can now get your hands on a frequency shift app, which is full of frequency shifting tools and resources to help you reprogram your subconscious mind for your version of success so you can be all that you came here to be. It's got powerful activations and meditations. It's got tracking so you can keep track of the activation that you're currently working with, as well as keep track of your non-negs as well, also known as non-negotiables. It's all free to download and use, so check out the link in the description or show notes so you can check it all out, and yeah, you'll see me in there. But anyway, enough of that exciting news. Now it is time to dive into today's episode of the Rock the Ripple podcast, and I have scribbled down just the word awareness. Now, lately, I've been getting really inspired by all the chin wags I've been having with the awesome people on the podcast. If you haven't checked them out yet, definitely do. And this last one was with the one and only Anna Harper, beautiful soul from Vitreya Tree of Souls. She does so many amazing things. She's an incredible energy worker. She does the cacao ceremonies, all these fabulous things. So if you haven't checked her out or that episode, do check it out. I'll link it somewhere here or in the description so you can check it out. But one of the topics that we covered and that came up so much was the topic of awareness. And it actually inspired me to write a little post article thing. And I've got part of it written down, so I will read some of this and see what you get from this, and let me know in the comments or send me a DM. Let me know if this resonates for you too. But perhaps the key to it all is awareness. So awareness of self, awareness of our thoughts, of how we are showing up in the world, of what you love about yourself, of how you want to feel, how you don't want to feel, of who you are, of what you want to create, of how your body feels, of how it feels in your body, of what the feeling that you want to embody, the energy that you want, the connection with yourself, the connection with others, what you're most excited about right now, what rings your bells, awareness of everything that you are, awareness of this moment. Now, there were a lot more that I wrote down, but when you think about it, or should I say when you feel about it, awareness is key. And I had someone bring up to me the importance of acceptance as well. And I just thought, absolutely. But we can't accept something until we're aware of it. So perhaps that's where it starts. And that's why awareness is key. And when we want to create change in our life, when we want to show up and create the things that we want to create, it all starts with awareness. And when we want to heal, when we want to embody all that we are, when we want to step into the highest version of ourselves, we need to be aware of how we're showing up, and we need to be aware of our shadow side, of the things that we don't like about ourselves, or the things that we want to improve about ourselves, the things that we want to forgive ourselves for, because none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. None of us get it right all the time. We all sometimes. We really do. And that's part of the human experience. So when we're aware of that, and when we're kind to ourselves in that awareness, and we're honest with ourselves, because we need to be aware if we're being honest or not. We can look at ourselves, oh, I'm doing a great job, blah, blah, blah. But if we're not looking at and being aware of the things that maybe we're not showing up in the best way possible for, we're looking at our life with rose-colored glasses. And we need to be able to look at ourselves right in the eye and be able to tell ourselves, hey, maybe you could be doing better in this area. And if you do feel like you could be doing better in an area, don't beat yourself up about it. Acknowledge it. Again, be aware of it and change what and how you want to show up from that moment, because we only create from this moment, as you know. So in order for us to create what it is that we want to create from this moment, we need to be aware that we are in this moment creating from this moment, and aware of how we want to show up, what we want, what we don't want. There's so many things. And I think that's why awareness really could be the key to it all. Because where you've heard the saying, where your focus goes, energy flows. We all know that. And that is our awareness, where we point our awareness, where we direct our awareness, that is where we focus. So if we're continually focusing on the shit things all the time, we are creating more of that. We're embodying more of that. Now, that's not saying don't look at the shit things, because we need to be aware of them, and we need to be able to then shift from that place to be able to create change. So if you're not aware of something, you can't create change about something that you're not aware of. You can't shift from there. You can't frequency shift from a place where you're not aware of. So I really think that's why it really is so powerful to tap into that knowing. And then we get to another thing that we spoke about in that chat was responsibility, is because when we are then aware of how we're showing up and what it is that we want to create, it's our responsibility to do that, because none of us signed up for this lifetime to purposely go through trauma, be treated like shit, or treat ourselves like shit, like on purpose. Like we didn't sign up for that. But perhaps on some level we did. On a really big, high level looking down, we decided, okay, this life I'm going to have some tough times, but I will be able to get through it, and that will teach me resilience. What happens to us, the things that, the trauma that we might experience, those kind of things, we might not have picked that, and we're not responsible for that. But how we show up from this moment, we are responsible for. So even if we've had the crappiest time, and we are aware and we acknowledge that that has happened, we can either stay in that place of victimhood and, oh, that shit thing happened to me. Why did it happen? That person did this, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it is absolutely fair to feel like a victim for a little bit, to know that, yes, you did go through a shit time, to grieve, to be able to be seen and heard in that. But then it is our responsibility to then shift from that, because we don't want to stay there when that thing has happened in the past. We get to shift and go, okay, that was a shit thing, but I am now responsible for how I show up from this moment forward. And I choose to step into my power. I choose to show up as someone who is resilient and who has compassion for others for what they're going through, because I know I can relate to how they're feeling. And therefore, you can be a light that shines bright for those people. Your frequency doesn't lower to that. You stand in your power, and you know that that person can get through it because you got through it. And you can connect with them from your heart, and to just be aware, I guess, again, of where they're at. And the more of us that step into our power, the more of us that own where we've been and where we're going, and to stand in the truth and the power of all that we are, and take responsibility for what we want to create from this moment. That is how we shift consciousness on a massive scale. And so that's why you can never underestimate what it is that you do. The tiniest little things, they create ripple effects that spread further than you can ever imagine. And the beauty is, all you need to do is take one moment at a time and take responsibility. Be aware of how you're showing up and what it is that you want to create. So the beauty of it all is then you can come back to the question, as the creator being that you are, what do you want to create? And ask the question. I spoke about this in the Chinwag with Anna as well. Ask the question, how good can this get? How good can this get? Show me how good this can get. And step into that frequency, the frequency of going, all right, what can we create? How good can we create it? What can we bring to life? And that's where the excitement happens, because we have gone through as a collective such an upheaval. And I always like to say that it's like Mother Earth is giving birth, and so much shit has been flying everywhere. And there is a lot happening on so many different levels and layers, and so much change and growth and expansion. And with that, there's so much light being shone on the dark. Then from here, with all that upheaval that's been going on, and we've looked at, a lot of us, so many of us have looked at so much of the crazy shit that has been going on. Now that we've got a bit of an idea, now that we have that knowing, what do we want to create from here? How do we want our lives, our world, for not only our lives, but for generations to come? Do we want it to look like? How do we want to leave this place when we've gone? And when we've just changed forms, because energy is neither created or destroyed. It just simply changes forms. So when we change form, what will this place look like? Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. And we started this chinwag, you and I, we started this chinwag with awareness and just being aware, just even in this moment, being aware of who you want to be and who deeply. You know deeply who you want to be. You've got that desire. You know that you're here for something. And it could be big, it could be small, it could be many, many things. I think it's many things all along the way, because we're multi-dimensional beings having a human experience that are so freaking powerful. And we get to walk this path together. We get to play in this playground together, you and I and everyone else, and create from this moment. So, yeah, I feel like, sometimes I get on a rant. I just want you to know how freaking powerful you are, and that together we are all unique expressions of the whole, and we are all here playing the game of life in our own unique way. And we are all, like I was saying, like Donovan and I were talking about in another chinwag that we had, there's 8 billion perspectives. And I did a video on that as well. There's 8 billion perspectives. There's 8 billion people living on the planet. Like I said, I haven't counted them, but there is a shit ton of people here. We all have our different views and our ways of showing up. And that's why who you are is who you're supposed to be. And that your unique expression adds to the tapestry of the life that we are all living. The chances of you being born is 1 in 4 trillion, like to the person that you were born to where you show up, to all that sort of stuff. It's 1 in 4 trillion. Someone worked that out. It definitely wasn't me, but 1 in 4 trillion of you being you. So who you are is exactly who you're supposed to be. And along the way, we have all these limiting beliefs and layers that are just put on us, and that we put on ourselves, that society puts on us, that we grow up, we protect ourselves with. And so we're already the thing that we're supposed to be. It's just about removing the layers of the shit, technical term, of course, but just the layers of the old beliefs that just, they don't serve us anymore. And maybe they did for a bit, or maybe they protected us for a bit, but they're not serving us anymore. So we get to remove that, remove the shackles, remove the things that have been holding us back so that we can show up and be who we already are, because you're already that thing. Everything you need is within you. Everything you need, you have everything you need within, and everything starts within. If I said to you now, don't think about a pink elephant, there's a really good chance you're thinking about a pink elephant right now. It started within. You had that thought within. And I mean, whether a pink elephant starts walking down the street in front of you now, that's another question. But maybe it is. Maybe you'll see one in a shop window or something. But the point is, everything starts within our mind. It starts there, and then it is expressed outwardly. And so as the creator, the powerful creator being that you are, being aware of that and knowing that what you're thinking and feeling and embodying is helping to create what it is that you see outwardly in your world and expressed and shared with others in the co-creations that we have. I mean, it's the key, isn't it? Awareness. And then we get to direct our awareness to where we want to go. It's really a beautiful thing, isn't it? Yeah. So that is my little ditty on the Rock the Ripple podcast today. I am so freaking grateful that you're here. Thank you for listening and watching. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you are listening to this anywhere you listen to podcasts, please give it a review. That really helps as well. And if you're not on my newsletter yet, head to the link in the show notes or description. You can sign up and then you can get my little ditties every week, which comes out on a Sunday night at the start of the week. And please, I've just ranted and raved for this last however long. Would love to know your thoughts and your insights on this, because that is how we learn and grow from each other. None of us have all the answers. We've all got different pieces of the puzzle, and that creates the awesome of life. So, yeah, please share away. I love hearing from you. So, aside from that, thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to catching up with you next time.